Hello and welcome to IXR Racing. This is the start of the AM division as they get ready to go to the green. We'll go on board with Chilling in the Snow as they go through turn 1 for the start of this race. It's a clean start there from the start of the race as the leaders go through the back here, see how clean it is. A couple of cars running wide there, but looks very clean to start off. Looks like no one's had an off there. One car going wide there in a pink Aston, not too sure who that is. As a contact there between the red Mercedes and that other green Aston. Go back on board with leaders here, so there's your leader going through, coming up to turn 4. Oh, it's updating the sectors there. Wait for everyone to go through sector 1 for the table to be updated. Takes a clean 1 second lead there, Chilling in Snow currently in second with Fuzzball in third. Very strong qualifying here from the Astons in the M division this time around at Brands in the AM division as Summer Crazy moves his way up to 5th place. I believe he got 8th in qualifying there, so he's had a bit of an advantage there. You can see it was Chris that lost out on the exit of turn 1 going wide. The Mercedes that spun in turn 2 looked to have been Code Red Sim that made contact with, I believe, CSR Multi 21 was the other Aston that he collided with. The Summer is right on the back side of him there, pushing him for that 4th place spot. Fuzzball also only half a second behind Chilling in the Snow. Some of you may not be able to see with the overlay, but the last 2 cars are Cliff and Mr. Shep. If anyone has any questions in the chat, please feel free to ask. If anyone has any people they want me to spectate during the race, go on board with Cowboys here. Coming into the last corner of lap, going on to lap 2 of the race. Or 3, sorry, I completed 2 laps. On board here with another driver. Anyone who's closer on the field looking for an overtake, we'll drop back to Abuz Ghazal as he goes through turn 2 here. Maybe looking to make a move onto Black Cowboys whilst he has Cliff just behind him. So Code Red Sim has moved his way up already up the field after being further back. Flash there from the Lamborghini of Black Cowboys and Speed Hunter trying to distract him as they break into turn 5. Corner that you do want to be inside for. If you do get a wide line there, you will know about it. You can easily wash out. Looking at the leader of the race, the top 3 are still within 2.3 seconds of each other. There's a big collision there between Black Cowboys and the orange Mercedes. Let's get a closer look into who that was. So there's Black Cowboys. I believe it was an orange Mercedes, so of Speed Hunter. It's a very unfortunate accident as there is a mandatory pit stop in this race, meaning that unfortunately he has to pit now with that amount of damage you can see on the bonnet of his car, so he will have to make another pit stop after that. Hopefully he's practiced his pit stop so he doesn't lose too much out for it, but that looks like it will be a hefty amount of damage. Let's see if he only goes for the damage repair, which will be the sensible option. It'd be a waste of time to change tyres when you would have to do that on the mandatory pit stop anyway. So we've gone on board with 3rd place here, chilling in the snow currently right behind Fuzzball. It looks like they've swapped positions. Fuzzball's on his charge and looks to have lost a bit of time to the leader there. Let's go back down into 9th place with Squirrel Pow, charging down the straight into turn 5. The only Audi R8 in the field for the AM division, so representing there as he goes really close to big old Mish there, as old Mish goes really wide through turn 6. He goes 3 wide there, Ferrari in the pack as well of I believe Enzo, not Enzo 1, Gian MC. So a little battle there between the 3 of them. I believe Squirrel Power and Gian are both Brazilian, so there'll be a little battle of Brazilians there, but it looks like old Mish got the better end of that as the 3 got separated from that. Got back on board here with 3rd place, chilling snow, still slowly following Fuzzball as we coincidentally go through turn 5 again between the 2. CSR Multi-21 shortly behind them in the Aston, the partner of... Ooh, who was he the partner to? Was it them 2? Forgot who his teammate was. Go back down the field here, see if there's any battles going on. Still a 3-way battle here between these 3. Still seems to be kicking off. We still have all 20 drivers in at the lobby at the moment. Looks like Black Cowboys decided to not go for the pit stop. He's still just battling out through damage. The pit window won't open until the 25th to the 33rd minute of the race, 35th minute of the race. Thanks, Keyworth. I'm glad you come here for the voice. As you stated, you didn't come here for the voice originally, but I'm sure you appreciate the commentary. On board here with Squirrel Power again. Looks like he has overtaken Big Old Mish. Has dropped back there, unless he's made a mistake that I've missed. He looks like he's going too wide there. He looks like he's going to spin out there. Oh, nice save there going through turn 1. Also, Odin and Rota following him, going wide there at turn 1. So, oh, it goes for a big dive there on the inside. Unfortunately, these cars aren't rallycross, so as he can't do it. Oh, and he gets caught by the Ferrari of Penguin there. And the number 27 Ferrari there. Looks like, oh, they go too wide again, but I'm not too sure if Penguin was giving him the spot back after that collision, or that was giving him too much space there. Looked like he was giving him the position back after the little tap, which is very sportsmanship-like. And go back on board here with Chris there. So Big Ol' Mish has a bad couple of corners there, unfortunately. Looked like that happened from just before the last corner. So that does promote Squirrel Pow, Chris, Gian and Odin and Rota up the field by 1 spot. That was tense, that was a very close battle between them. I wasn't too sure what went through Big Ol' Mish's mind there, going on the grass for 2 corners. It's not the smartest idea in these cars. One catch of the grass under the brakes, it will definitely send you into a spinala. It's not something you want to do preferably. Looks like the front of the field. Fuzzball has brought down the gap. He was 3.3 seconds as he runs wide there of turn 3. But it looks like he has kind of brought the gap back to the lead. He's only 1.9, which a few laps ago it was 3.3, followed by chilling in the snow. The field isn't separated too much. The midfield seems to be separated as Power is 7 seconds behind Enzo 1. But apart from that, and also Corey being 6 seconds behind Sommer in 5th, so it's looking good so far at the moment. got on board here at Buzz Gazelle there as he follows Staliano in 16th and 15th place there. There's a good little train of cars there, so one mistake from either of these drivers all the way down to 12th place, big old Mish, who will have a bit of damage on his car, but depends on how much that affects him, which is, he goes a big slide there through turn 8, I believe, coming into turn 9. So it looks like he must have rear end damage after being tapped by Penguin in the Ferrari. He must be affecting his car slightly through those corners, unless he has his tyre pressures wrong. I believe it mostly will be rear damage issue, as his rear right quarter panel did get tapped, and unsure if there was any more damage involved from the mistakes that were made earlier on. This Penguin is catching him back up. As you can see, they're only half a second behind him. It's like Grisette Gords has built the gap to 2.4 seconds, so looks to have built that gap comfortably in first place. This Penguin catches the inside there of turn 3. Our favourite corner to do that in the middle, rear engine cars. It's not a very nice curb to capture that inside. It's very bumpy and unstable, can unsettle your car a lot there. Also, a little note to anyone who's watching, on the exit of turn 4 there for this long straight, if you run too wide on the exit and you follow the white line, there is a bump and it can lose around a tenth on the straight, which if you're battling another car, it's not something I would advise, so I'd keep that in mind during the race. And I are watching as we watch big old Mish do a nice little drift again through turn 6 there. It looks like his car is very loose going through the track. The Aston is normally a very planted and stable car. Hello there, work Samian, sorry, Camion. I'll twerk Camion. Can't see that from here. Chilling snows brought the gap down to less than half a second. Your Uniset, makes sense. Looks like the field slowly separated between the second between everyone. Code Red Sim is currently right behind Penguin as they are getting held up by big old Mish. It looks like maybe the draft wash of old Mish's Aston is just sending Penguin to another dimension, not being able to keep up with him. It's a horrible thing, the draft wash on this track. It's not something you want to be doing on this track, following someone as he almost goes wide there, Penguin, on the exit of turn 4. If anyone has any questions or wants to spectate anyone in particular on the track, feel free to ask. Make sure you give us a follow, as we do like to stream the races as much as we can. I am normally your commentator. Struggling with tyre pressures, yeah. It's a cold track. His tyre pressure should be fine based on practice and qualifying, but contact does make a difference to your tyre pressures. Because he got caught in that rear right quarter panel, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a slow flat spot in that rear right tyre. I've had it myself a few times. I had it at Imola. We had a fun race at Imola the other day, and I had an incident with Forza Racers, and he caught my rear right panel, and even though it only gave me 1 second damage, big collision there between Code Red Sim, and it looked like Staliano has, unfortunately, Code Red Sim just got recorrected there in position. I said, oh, big spins there going through turn 1, big collision as he collects through the cars of Cliff. I'm not too sure who was the other car he actually initially collected with there, but that was a big incident. Looks like some cars made that cleanly. It's a very unfortunate incident there between those drivers. It's not something we want to be seeing. We've quickly gone by with Chris here, who's currently right behind Big Corey in the Ferrari number 71. Pushing hard in that pink, blue and white Aston Martin, representing the British manufacturer there. But as I was saying, with the tyre pressures, that 1 second of damage on my rear actually made me lose 1 tyre pressure over a while. It slowly did build back up, so I wasn't sure if it was a complete flat spot, but it did say that when I looked in the setup after that it was under a lot of graining and stuff just from the damage. So if you get caught where your tyre is for damage, it can affect your pressures a lot. Any complete front or rear damage is not too bad. Go back on board with that back of the field there. So it looks like Staliano maybe got through cleanly. He doesn't seem to have any damage on his car significantly. I can't see through the lights in there. It's hard to pay attention to yellow flags. Some people, I guess, when you're racing, you're so track focused because the game doesn't identify where the car is completely on track. Obviously you can get a rough idea, as Alexis there goes really wide of Mr. Shep of turn 3. But as I was saying, it's hard to judge where they are on track, especially as you're breaking into turn 1. It's such a complicated corner, and you have to get it right. If you're too busy if you're focusing on the map to see if the dot is off track on the inside, it's hard to judge where they will be. Obviously, you should slow down initially anyway. It's a blind corner. You should slow down. That is correct. You can see some cars did try and avoid the accident. The later cars, they were drifting through the corner to try and avoid an anticipation, but it's been such an awkward and off-cambered corner, it's hard to drive off the line. To drive off the line on other corners is simple enough, but for a corner like that, the weight of your car, especially these front engine cars, the rear will give way a lot more easily. As you can see here, we've got Mr. Shep following Staliano there, but he looks like he lets Black Cowboys past. Considering he's got his damage, he's doing a really good job to continue that car until the pit window. The pit window does open in just 7 minutes and 40 seconds, so I'm sure Cowboys will be going in at the first instance of it opening, so we'll see how that pans out for him. It looks like he's doing a strong job of bringing that car back, as he was over 7 seconds behind, but obviously with the incidence of those backfield cars has allowed him to catch up a little bit. Looks like there must have been a mistake from the leader there, as first ball has brought the lead back down to 1.3 seconds. You can also see the leader coming up to a back marker car there. Let's have a look, see what that back marker car is. Number 202 of Code Red Sim, which I believe he does have damage in that Mercedes. As you can see, the scuffs and dents all over his car. He will also be someone who's waiting for that pit window to open. Doesn't look like he's got severe damage, but I'd say at least he has double-digit damage. You can see all the dents through the car there. Mistake from chilling in the snow somewhere on track, as he's now 5 seconds behind CSR Multi 21 there. So it looks like he has lost out on track. Reminder that Pro-Am division will also be starting soon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream that race because of the Pro race. Once this race finishes, I will be joining the lobby for the Pro myself, as it's like Cliff, I believe, there, letting them run past. That is correct, as he has damage on his car and is also waiting for that pit window to open to repair the damage. As it looks like first ball is only 0.3 behind the leader of Grisegords now. Let's see how this pans out as they come through turn 5 here on lap 14 of the race. 13 laps completed. The first ball has made a mistake, or has maybe just been slowed down from some back markers of the car. Let's see if there's any damage or anything on his car. Hard to tell with the Lexus. as unfortunately you have to run the default designs for the Lexus. There's only 3 to choose from. Technically 4 actually, sorry, there is 2 versions of that blue, black and white one. So he takes a very tight line there in the Lexus as the back car lets him past. I believe that was Code Red Sim there with his damage, letting them past. As you can see Morty21 hit turn 1 there in the background. Looks like Cowboy's also trying to make a move on Staliano back at the field there. Looks like he has overtook him there. So it's a good overtake by Cowboys. The damage on his car will go back on board with the leaders here, so he's lost a second almost. Lexus a lot stronger than Aston in the first sector. So first ball has lost out a little bit there, the composure got the best of him as he loses gap to the leader there. We'll go back on board with a Buzz Gazelle here, again in his Bentley, looking strong at the moment, moving his way up the field. Thankfully we still have all 20 cars in the field. It's really wide there by the Penguin. Unfortunately that collision as he turned back in there, it's hard to say whose fault that was, as they both did go slightly wide of turn 2 there. The Penguin tried to turn in on the Bentley there. It's very unfortunate for Penguin there as he drops back down to the field and has even more damage after his collision earlier on with big old Mish in the Aston Martin. He drops down to 17th place there, unfortunately. A double mistake there, going wide on track and turning back on track. Goes wide also off turn 4 there. Very unfortunate collision between him and Gazelle. So first ball, no, second and a half behind the leader, Chris Edwards. There, completing the 15 laps of the race so far as he comes through onto the 16 laps completed. Last corner of the lap. First ball still shortly behind him, looks like the gap maybe have shortened there. Looks like he's within a second of him now. Yeah, so 0.997. So first ball having a stronger second half of that lap than the start. They come up to a lapped car here. Let's have a look to see who that is on the lap. So number 143, so that is Speed Hunter in last place, so he will surely just let them through cleanly hopefully and they don't lose much time. Slowly brings that gap down, takes another 10th off in the first sector and loses 4 tenths in that middle sector unfortunately. Like I said, looks like Chris Edwards has a stronger first half of the track, but first ball always seems to bring it back in the second half as they come up to Speed Hunter here. We'll see how that pans out for them. See if they lose any time to that back marker. I'm sure he's being blue flagged there, so he should have to let them pass soon under the blue flag rules. So they come through to turn 1 almost. Surely the Speed Hunter will let them through. So Speed Hunter goes to the wide line there to let them pass. As he catches the dirt there, it will make him run wide there on that corner, but manages to keep it on track. It's like Chris Edwards doesn't lose too much as first ball almost goes for the dive on the inside there. Doesn't want to be catching that curb on the inside of turn 2, can send your car into a traction slip. Thankfully the Aston has a TC2 setting to help with that. otherwise most of the cars will have a spin moment. So the pit window is just now opened as we're 25 minutes into the race. See who pits. I'm sure someone like Black Cowboys will pit on first instance as he comes up to the pit lane. It's a Buzz Gazelle is within half a second of big old Michels. Both of them continue on their laps. Let's see if Cowboys goes into the pit stop as expected. Takes the inside line. See, yep. So he becomes the first person to take the pit, followed by a Mercedes of Staliano behind. We're on board with Fuzzball here as they come through the last corner. See if any of the leaders take their pit stop. Nope, so they both do stay out, as Morty 21 seems to be catching up a little bit as he is behind Speed Hunter in the orange number 143 Mercedes AMG. Go on board with the leaders here for this lap. So as we come up to the later part of this track, still only a half-second gap as Fuzzball cuts to a lot of the inside of that corner there, but takes it cleanly still. As they come through to the last corner of the lap, see if any of these decide to make their pit stops. I'm sure one of them will stay out till the end of the window. That would be the smart thing to do. Maybe one of them will look to do the undercut by Fuzzball, maybe. Across the line at 9/10 now behind, so Corey also has made his pit stops as a few of the cars are currently in the pit lane. Mostly the back markers is chilling in the snow there, just goes into the pit lane in 4th position. So after Cowboys had finally repaired his damage, ends up behind Staliano again, but I'm sure he will still have the pace to overtake him again. As we come up to halfway through the race in a minute's time. He goes wide there, dives on the inside there, Cowboys, pushes Staliano out wide, it's clean enough. It's a very cheeky little dive, but it was executed cleanly, at least. As half of the field are still yet to do their pit stops. As the leader, Chris Edwards, makes his mandatory pit stop there. There's a nice clean entrance to the pit stop. So that will promote Fuzzball to the lead of the race, followed by Multi 21. Let's see if Fuzzball makes the pit stop this lap or waits another lap or two till the end of the window. As that promotes Sommer to 3rd in the race. The leaders pitting, effectively chilling in the snow, was in front of Sommer. So we'll see how that ends up once they have Sommer has made his mandatory pit stop. So there's a big gap between 8th and 9th place on field there. So the leader's still in the pits, as he's now completed his mandatory pit stop and leaves the pit lane. Looks like he'll leave the pit lane in nice clean bit of traffic there, so he will be able to push his car to the maximum. Just needs to be careful of his tyre pressures, as they will be pretty low and the track is also cold. he safely goes through turn 1. So we just hit the halfway marker there as Fuzzball goes wide with, looks like Penguin there in the Ferrari as he lets him past. As it looks like Fuzzball decided to make his stop there, so Sommer then is promoted to the leader of the race. So Morty21 has completed his pit stop as he comes out in front of Greg. Greg does keep the lead of the race, but Fuzzball loses out a lot of time there as he goes too wide in contact with the Aston Martin there of chilling in the snow. That is very unfortunate. You have to be careful there when leaving the pit lane, as some people take the safe inside line there through turn 1. It's also a very risky line to take, as you can see. Yeah, that was a pleb moment. It's very, very risky to take the inside line, especially when someone's leaving the pit lane. So both drivers kind of at fault there in that sense. That is why you should not take the inside line going into turn 1. Maybe on a wet track, but definitely not on the dry track like that. They will have lost out a lot of time there, as Morty21 then takes effective second place of the race. Only 4 seconds behind effective leader of Greg Gords. So we'll go back on board here with Cowboys. It looks like he's making his way up the field, so he did overtake Staliano, he's overtook Shep and Gazelle, so he's having good strong pace so far in the race after his early incident at the start of the race. Speed Hunter will remain at the back of the field, unfortunately, after getting heavy damage early on and having to pit from that and repair the damage. So looks like Sommer is still out on track. He can, if he wants to, complete another lap here. He does have time to do so, but it looks like he will take the pit lane now, and he will have a hefty lead there. I'm not too sure if second place will overtake him here if he gets his pit stop right. Maybe will be shortly behind him. Hopefully he gets his stop right so he doesn't lose out too much time on that, as you lose around 40-ish seconds on your pit stop. That's over just half of the lap. So Sommer comes out the pits there, only 9 seconds behind comes always. It's like Fuzzball and Chilling in the Snow make their way past, so Sommer has made up a little bit of ground to them making that incident last lap when they come out of the pits. So Sommer does also not have damage. So we'll see how this goes between Fuzzball and Chilling in the Snow then. So effectively we have Greg Gords in first, Morty21 in second, Fuzzball in third, Chilling in the Snow fourth, and Sommer fifth. with Corey quite further behind on track as he goes through turn 3 of these come up to turn 5 of the track. So some are still shortly following, Fuzzball and Chillin there, looking to maybe get a podium if there anything that happens between these three, but Fuzzball will have the stronger pace as he did earlier on. After Monza race, Summer is your leader in points. After the Monza races, he did win round 1. Obviously because of the server errors, we had to miss weeks, unfortunately, due to the updates issues, but still strong performance here from Summer. There's Morty 21, it's only 4.7 seconds behind the leader there, but anything can still happen, but still a strong performance so far from the leader in the Lexus. As an Aston runs wide there in front of him, a back marker. What a big old Mish that was, in the number 42 Aston. On board and chilling in the snow here. It's very close there. Summer has slowly caught up to Fuzzball there, only 3 tenths behind him now, so there's a little battle as they come up to a back marker there. I believe that is Black Cowboys, that's correct, so let's see if he lets them pass cleanly here. As the 3 cars come up to him, he should let them pass soon, respectively. Respectfully, sorry. Hopefully he's using his mirrors and aware of the blue flags, as he could potentially be slowing them down here through draft wash. People don't realise the effect that that can have. As he pulls to the inside there to let them all pass, hopefully he lets them all pass cleanly. Yep, so he does so. Summer runs a little wide there, but has to forcefully. But they all get through cleanly, which is the important thing, so they can continue their battle. Go on board with Fuzzball here. Summer goes a little drift there through that corner. He doesn't lose out too much from it. I did catch that there in the background, but thankfully he didn't lose out too much time from it, but it was still detriment to his time. Sorry about that. So it looks like Chillin has pulled a little gap there as he goes in front of Chillin, as he pulls a little gap from Fuzzball, sorry. And somehow shortly following it's Big Corey and Enzo 1 goes through 2 and 1 there. I wasn't too sure if there was a collision there, but Enzo does go in front of Corey there. Not too sure exactly what happened there. Looks like Morty has brought the lead, the gap down to the leader there. He's now only 8 tenths behind as they go through turn 3 here on lap 28. Well, 28 laps completed of the race, let's say. So we'll see how this turns out. As it will look interesting here as Morty has brought the gap down. Not too sure if there was a mistake by Chris Edwards or the pace of Morty 21 is just much greater and brought the gap down there. Looks like Chris Edwards goes a little drift there through turn 8, but didn't lose too much time out of it. So he's now got that second gap to the leader now by Morty 21, so the leader in the Lexus has decided to put his foot down a little bit there and increase that gap by 2 tenths to this point last lap. They come up through turn 5 here. Yep. So not much action going on track here. Summer remains 5th in the field. Chillin Snow in 3rd place now, and Fuzzball in 4th. There's a big drift there by Chillin Snow, sorry, as they go through that corner. No, that is incorrect. That was a back marker. I believe that is big old Mish in the number 42 Aston Martin. That is correct. As the leader has now gained a 2-second gap to Morty 21, so there must have been a mistake then to cause that gap to shorten. Got on board with Chris here as he follows big Corey of the Ferrari parents that had a little battle a few laps ago, of Enzo 1 going in front of Corey, and they went too wide through turn 1. As we go into the final 14 minutes of this race here, currently still led by Grzegorz, and then followed by Morty 21 and Chilling in the Snow for your top 3. It's Chris shortly about to look what it seems to about to overtake Corey here on track, as there is an incident in front of them there. It looked like, I'm not too sure who that was. The number 6 car, Staliano, running wide there as he lets that Ferrari pass of, I believe it, Enzo 1. That is correct. So now he's about to get lapped by the pairing of Corey and Chris here as they battle for position. The leader has now gained a 2.6 second gap to second place, so he's got a comfortable gap now. Hopefully he can hold that for the remaining 13 minutes of the race to bring home the checkered flag. We've also got Gian MC only 2.1 seconds behind Squirrel Powell in 9th place. Also, we'll see what the gap is between 8th and 9th, which is 2 corners there as they go through turn 3, and these are coming through turn 5. Someone crazy, still only 1 second behind Fuzzball as he overtakes a lapped car. I believe that is the big on Aston Martin there. As Chilling and Snow's got quite a gap there between Fuzzball and Summer, so maybe there was an incident that we missed out on there. They come past Penguin here in the Ferrari as he lets them past. Too sure why such a gap was created there between those two. We go on board with Morty 21 as he's brought the gap down a little bit there. He's now decided to push for that lead of the race. Go back on board with Somme as he takes the battle to 4th place. As both from wide there. Let's see how this pans out for Somme. He manages to get the car to stop there comfortably. Fuzzball also ran wide through both corners but didn't lose out as much time as it seems. As Chris is only still half a second on track to Corey there, so we'll go through turn 8 of the track there. Stay on board with these two for the moment being. So GNMC is only 0.8 behind Squirrel Powers, the Battle of the Brazilians there. They are also a pairing of teammates there. As you can see, they've got similar paints. Looks like there's a bit of damage there on the front of GNMC's car, but there's the Brazilian teammates there in the Audi and the Ferrari almost going to be battling. Let's see if there's any team orders here or they will fight for the position. Every point matters in this league. Chris still battling Corey there. It looks like Chris has made his way past Big Corey there in the Ferrari. So Chris has now taken 7th place from him as Corey runs wide there at turn 1. It looks like Penguin is now at the back of the field and Speed Hunter has moved his way up to 19th place. Squirrel Power. It looks like Gian has gone past Squirrel Power, so maybe the orders he let him through there. Gian gives a little flash there. Maybe Squirrel Power didn't see that flash. Maybe he should have his hazards mapped to thank him for letting him past. There is only 6.5 minutes almost remaining in this race. Numbers just changed. Moy 21 is only 1.1 seconds behind the leader there with Edwards. Squirrel Powell still behind GNMC with the laps, I believe, Cliff behind them. Go on board with the leaders here to see how that is going for them. So Black Cowboys has moved his way up the field there, and he's now only 0.2 behind Big Old Mish. See, Big Old Mish has a little drift on through turn 8 there. As he now goes defensive on the inside of Black Cowboys here. Black Cowboys now makes the switch back coming through the last corner, but the overtaking position wasn't there. He held his line. There's a big slide on through Big Old Mish, which led to Cowboys collect him. There's a scramble there on the home straight there, which they would have lost that position out of, because Gazelle will then take the advantage from that. Looks like Big Amish lets Cowboys back there, so he's having some fight in the car there with his tyre pressures and the oversteer within the car. He goes flying there as a Gazelle spins through turn 2 there, not too sure what happened. He does patiently wait for cars to go past respectfully. Oh, big collision there as Gazelle tries to spin back around and collects the back of the Gold Mish's car. Fortunate series of corners there, unfortunately. As you see Staliano working his way back up to catch them from that. Fortunate that sequence of corners, but it does promote some cars up the field from that. There's a big collision there between the two Mercedes of Staliano and I'm not too sure who that was there, number 143 Speed Hunter. Stali is not going to be happy about that. He's just stood there as he tries to get his car going. Maybe have stalled it. He needs to be careful as he comes back here. Almost reverses back on track. He needs to put his car in first gear and turn right there. He finally gets it going. Lost a lot of time there, he's not going to be happy about that. I'll tell you that now in the chat after this race. As Speed Hunter was a back marker to him. So CSR Boy 1 only holding up 1.1 second gap to the leader here. Unfortunately not been able to catch him up so far. As Chris Edwards will be coming on to the last lap of the race by the time he crosses the line, maybe. Will be close. Looks like the next lap will be the final lap as he goes past an Audi there of Squirrel Power, letting the leaders pass cleanly. So it's now less than a second that gap looks to be. This is the last lap of the race and there is another car for them to overtake here of Gian MC, so let's see how this plays into Multi 21's hands as they come into the first corner of the last lap here. We'll stay on board with these two. Much cleaner line through turn 1 there. Looks like Chris Edwards doesn't go as cleanly through there. Looks like he goes for the dive bomb on the inside of MC there, letting him know that I am coming past. Gian doesn't slow down there to almost let him pass there. Almost takes him out. It was a bit dangerous there by Gian. Wasn't too sure what his intentions were, to go too wide or to completely let him pass. Safer to let him pass knowing that only his teammate is behind him on track, so he won't lose too much time from that. It looked like Multi 21 almost hesitated as he went through that corner from the way Gian let him past. So it's now a straight run to the end of the race. One mistake from either of these will be the decision. Looks like Zegords will take the lead for the win, for the AM division as he crosses the line there for the checkered flag, with Morty 21 in second place. Shortly followed by Chillin in the snow in third place here, as Staliano is just in front of him crossing the line there. So we'll wait until all the cars have crossed the line so we can get the standings there. Briscoe's to the last corner there. Corey is further back down the field. Just waiting on Mr. Shep now to cross the line. Looks like Penguins anyone didn't cross the line, he retired to the pit stop, so that is now the final results for that. So thanks for tuning in for the AM race, everyone.